guys, my name is Ibarra. For those of you who don't know me, I'm a mechanical engineering sophomore. So I'm going to start this speech by telling you a little bit of how and why I chose November, right? So this goes back to a moment that I thought about a lot, which actually took place at RDC. This was during the gala. I talked to Miguel and I asked him about why he chose PPI as the position to run for. And what he told me was really that that's the position where he believed that he could benefit the chapter the most. And that really resonated with me. I started to think, what can I do? What can I do to benefit the chapter? What are the three things? And I came up with three things that I realized, that I could do and that I've gotten a lot of exposure for within Chef. And those three things are passion, enthusiasm, and inspiration. Now, most importantly, inspiration. Those of you who got to know me know that I have an abundance of those three things, right? And you guys also know about the impact that Chef has life and as my career and as an individual also, right? Whenever I joined Chef, I had a completely different mindset. I wasn't very involved in school, and I also, I had a completely different career path that I had chosen because I didn't think I was capable to do what I really wanted to do. And whenever I joined Chef, I got surrounded by this community, this familia that really like projected positive, positive vibes and a lot of things towards me that really made me realize my capabilities, made me realize that not only did I have a place in Chef, to be a leader in Chef, but also that I could really achieve my dreams. And that inspiration is just something that I would like to pass on, like to move forward. Those three things that you guys, specifically like the leaders, you guys projected those three things, the passion, enthusiasm, and inspiration onto me. And I absorbed that like a sponge, believe me. I absorbed that like a sponge. And I'm ready to project those three things that I learned from you guys, that you guys projected onto me, and be able to project them to the new members and the prospective members moving forward within Chet. So yeah, definitely those three things that I think have been the biggest impact. I have absorbed those really well, and I can pass that forward for the new members in Chef.
Marcos, thank you, Marcos. William, you're good to go.
Okay. Okay, cool. So hi, Marcos. I think I'll take a moment for you to come closer to the mic a little bit.
Wait, sorry, can you repeat that? You cut out.
Okay, can you come to the mic a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, cool. I think I can hear you better from here.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Hey, Marcos. So I have a few questions for you. So first of all, I want to thank you for your speech, and I want to ask you, okay, as a new member, what do you think that you can bring to the table that make you a good candidate for this position?
Yeah, so that's something that I thought about a lot actually, and being a new member might seem like a disadvantage for a lot of positions, but personally for this position, I think it might actually possibly be an advantage because I have the perspective of a new member. I know exactly how I felt coming in back in the late last semester or early this semester. I knew exactly how I felt and how I viewed Shep, how it seems from the surface as to how it really is when you really get to know everybody. So as a new member, I have that perspective, and I know exactly what drew me. I know exactly what really made me stick and what made me become. It motivated me a lot to stick around with you guys and become really involved. So I have these ideas. For example, being exposed early to the familia aspect and the community aspect that you guys share with me, that sense of welcomeness, that is really what got me to stay. The general meetings are very informative. I think that's a good first exposure for things to learn about what Shep offers academically and career-wise, right? But I think that that familia aspect is really hanging out with you guys at Promise and just our RDC, getting to know everybody. Those are the things that really drew me towards you guys. So I think what I would do as a new member is focus on that, focus on bringing these new members to experience the familia community and get them exposed to that as early as possible, so they really know who we are as a chapter and what we can offer for in that aspect.
Thank you, Marcos. So imagine that I'm not a member. I'm just somebody just met you. So how do you convince me to join Shep? Why I'm not Hispanic at all?
Right. So first of all, I would explain that by no means do you have to be Hispanic to to join SHIP. That we have several people, more than that can reap the benefits of SHIP tremendously. And I'll tell you to just come out to a social event, get to know everybody, and realize that we're all, although we are a student organization that leads towards success for the student, I would especially emphasize that we're all here to help each other, you know, personally, whether you know you just need somebody to hang out with, or you need a community to help you out with your classes. You know, there's tons of things that we can do. And I would, besides telling you about the benefits career-wise and the things that we can offer within SHIP, I would just tell you, come hang out and see for yourself what we do. Just come out to a social event, come hang out with me. I'll just bring you along. Hey, come to Promise with us, and just bring you along to some of these things we can do. Those are the things that I would tell you, and just kind of interact with you, not as a salesperson, but like not trying to sell the organization, but just as a friend, and tell you, like, you know, that's what we do. There's a bunch of cool people here who I'd like you to meet. A lot of really inspirational people that have done a lot of great things and that have inspired me, and I would like for you to meet them. So something like that.
Great. So why, since it's very easy to make big plans, it's not easy to carry them out without considering the resources, the time, and the manpower. And this often leads to burnout or leadership fatigue. So that being said, do you know what resources that you would rely on, or who you would rely on to help you execute your goal as member rep? And also tell me, how do
Right,
you manage
can you
your
repeat
time?
that second half? You cut out.
Oh, the second half. So I'll repeat the whole question for you.
Yeah.
Okay. Why it is very easy to make big plans, but it's not easy to carry them out without considering resources and manpower, also the time. Often this leads to burnout or leadership fatigue. That being said, do you know what resources that you can rely on, or who you would rely on to help you execute your goals as a member rep? And also tell me, how are you going to manage your time?
Right. So definitely, I would consider all those things. You know, having big ideas definitely comes down to being able to really be able to execute them and put them into a specific order of tasks that you can actually need, and the manpower that you need, and the resources you need. So definitely something to consider. So what I would do is within one of the meetings or something like that, I would bring up the idea of having some sort of committee or some sort of recruitment team that might like to see the first to come out with me and talk to people, go out and talk to people, and see if my ideas that I can bring forward, that we can execute. Like my idea that I said, just to talk to people and be able to embrace them personally into the community rather than the general meetings. That's something that I would probably put forward to the table, is first bringing up the idea and seeing if it's feasible, right? If I can get the manpower to do it. So of course, in any leadership position, you're going to have to, I mean, you learn as you go and you realize what's feasible or not once you get to know the organization, right? It's definitely it's a different lens as a member than it is as an executive board member. So I definitely understand the resources and manpower that you can have. But I think by bringing up the idea and trying, you know, there is some sort of trial and error that it comes down to learning how to take on a leadership role. So that's something that I would just trial and error and see if I can, if my ideas are executable. And if not, you know, we'll rework it and try something new.
Okay, thank you, Marcos. That's all questions I have for you.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.